Good morning, everyone. Good morning. First things first, let me test the audio and make sure my mic isn't being. Good morning, everyone. Seems fine. Seems fine. Seems fine. Seems good. Nice. How is everyone doing today? How is everyone doing today? We didn't mention it, but today's show might not have happened. There was a hospital appointment this morning that I needed to attend. Not for me. So, yeah, we are late running today, but we are still here. That's the main thing. There was a good chance that today's show wouldn't have happened. But we didn't put anything out because, you know what hospitals like? It could have either been the fact that we started 15 minutes later than normal, or we start an hour later than normal. Either way, this isn't too bad for us generally, so we'll take this. We'll take this. But how is everyone doing today? If you're in the chat, please feel free to drop in with messages. Let us know you're here. Let us know you're here. Big day yesterday. We had over 3,000 people watching us live on the Twitch front page for the ICU Launch Day Cup. Shout out to the 4 PES streamers that joined us for that. Mr. It's David Fish, Jenkins, Precision, and Shaw all joined us. Fish walking away with the title of the first ever PES 2020 champion. That's it. No one else will ever take that away from him. So, yes. Anyway, my name is Graham. This is Bib. The Bib in a Box, the man that we call.
Hello.
Wagwan, how's things?
Yeah, good, man. Good. Tired, but I'm still plodding along.
Nice. For those of you who don't know, we will try to pick up the pace in this podcast because we have Masters of the League, our modded Master League following this. If you don't know what that is, then we are over 80 hours into our modded Master League, which is a PC Master League on PES 2020 that we are playing through. We're going to jump into that as quick as we can, but obviously starting late, that will push that back. So we'll try to go through this pretty quickly, but we have some tasty stories. So without further ado, obviously, we are Ice Cream Uploads. This, in true ice creamy fashion, is your scoop. The Scoop, which is the UK's #1 video games podcast, even if we do say so ourselves. And we're going to bring you the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories from the world of video games and beyond. And we want to give you our thoughts and impressions on all of those stories, but we want your thoughts and impressions on our thoughts of rewind thoughts and impressions. So we want your thoughts and impressions on our thoughts and impressions. If you're in the chat, please feel free to drop in, say hello, give us your comments. We have some tasty stories that some of you might be very, very interested. So we want to know what you think, and it's important that you do drop those thoughts in because this, as mentioned, is a podcast. We are live right now on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads, but it gets turned into a video on YouTube and an audio podcast on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Google Play. So if you're in the chat, you get to speak, you get to get involved on behalf of all of those listening and watching on demand later on that can't talk to us directly. Although you can use the comments below on YouTube, which someone did just yesterday, talking about our Masters of the League, to basically say, kicks fucking ass. So thank you, whoever that was. I don't have your comment right in front of me, but we appreciate it. We appreciate it. So yeah, if you were in the chat, make sure you do say hello, like Degnan has, and like David has, just calls out for the punctuality, which is a bit ironic, and like Lithram has. Now then, oi, how's things, mini bib? Hello. I'm reading that in is it YouTube? You2 did Vertigo?
Yeah. Morning, Max.
Anyway, let's jump straight into the news. As mentioned, we're going to try keep the pace so we don't go to an hour and a half like we have been doing for a lot of the stories recently. We'll try and get it so that we just keep it to the standard hour. So we'll jump straight into the first bit of news. We don't often feature T3, the tech / gaming, it's mainly tech, but tech website on the show. Shalom, says Max. We don't tend to feature them very often, but we do today because a specific thing they have shared. The PS5 price leaks ahead of the PlayStation 5 event today, and it's good news. The PS5 price has leaked online, and PlayStation 5 gamers are going to be happy, says T3. I don't know if there's an actual... Oh, there is Robert Jones for T3. There we go. We're now only hours away from discovering even more about the Sony PS5 at today's PlayStation 5 showcase, and an event that is slated to see the PS5 price and release date confirmed, as well as the PS5 pre-orders start time announced, which is why it's so exciting that a brand new leak that emanated from Spanish retailer El Corte Inglés has just gone and apparently revealed the PS price in advance of Sony itself. So the leak, which can be viewed below, shows an inventory image from one of the store's internal computers and shows entries for PS5 1 and PS5 2, as well as Xbox Series, or Serie, as in like Serie A, X1 and Xbox One Serie X2. And then scrolling past those, as can be seen, the first PS5 entry is listed at €499.90, while the second is priced at €399.90. To us here at T3, this indicates that the full fat PS5 is the first console, and the PS5 digital edition is the second console. As why would the less powerful system cost more? Question mark. It says in the article. I like the fact that they call it the full fat PS5 as well, because it's like, do you have Coca-Cola or Diet Coke? No one goes, give me a Coke. They will get me a full fat Coke. That's what it is. So yeah.
Absolutely.
So these. Oh, actually, I missed a bit. In addition, we now know that in Europe, the Xbox Series X are retailing at €499 and €299 respectively, which is exactly what the two Xbox systems listed here in El Corte Inglés leak priced at, adding weight to it. These price points are also backed up by another pricing leak from Twitter user at AllGamesDelta, who posted another inventory screen, supposedly from El Corte Inglés, that shows the exact same price points. Now, look, these could be simpler placeholder price points, and as this is a leak and not official, it should be taken with a healthy pinch of salt. We need to get like a ding, like we used to have like a PUBG and a Volta, sort of like ding, ding, ding. We need a pinch of salt, ding, 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 because that's the phrase that gets added for every video game's new console article at the moment. But anyway, take these prices with a healthy pinch of salt. But here at T3, we think these prices sound very accurate, and with mere hours to go before the PS5 price is slated to be officially announced, it would make sense if retailers were prepared with an accurate costing for both consoles. What do we think these will translate to in the United States and UK? Well, a UK PS5 price of £449 now looks a strong bet, although £499 can't be ruled out. While in the US, we can see the PS5 matching the Euro cost numerically at £499. And well, that's great news for gamers. It keeps the PS5 and PS5 Digital Edition well priced in terms of its primary competitors, the Xbox Series X and Series S, and banishes the idea of a £600 price point too, which had been rumoured at one time. Hopefully we'll get official confirmation tomorrow, which is now today, at the PS5 event, which naturally T3 will be covering live. Check back in tomorrow, today, for the full picture. £449, Bib. How does that sit for you?
It's a little bit more expensive than I thought it would be initially, but it's not an expensive console by any stretch of the imagination. However, Graham, is there I'm trying to find the specs now for the digital edition, which is the discless one, and the original one. As far as I'm aware, and feel free to correct me, anybody, aren't they the same specs? It's just not got a disk drive.
Yeah, exactly the same. So the Xbox has a £200 difference in console, because there is technological differences. The PlayStation has no differences other than the accessibility of a disk drive. That's it. All digital and then all the same. So they should all have the same SSD, the same processors, the same graphics, and all of that output should be exactly the same. Yes. So £100 is roughly what they've ballparked at. Well, I say ballparked. What was it? What were the prices again? So €499 and €399. So about £80 is what they've put as the cost price for a digital disc drive. But whether that actually
more than happy with that. More than happy with that. It's interesting that Xbox have gone with a £200 difference in the console. Obviously, that's purely because of the power and what's inside it, which is why it's obviously a hell of a lot difference in price. But PlayStation literally saying it's exactly the same console, we're just taking the hard drive out. I still think that's a massive W. A massive W.
Yeah, I mean, I quite like that. There's been a lot of people people are obviously... What sells is competition. What sells, in terms of news articles and things like that, is competition. And you can tell that because, we have fanboys. We have the blue corner and the green corner. PlayStation fanboys shitting on Xbox and Xbox fanboys shitting on PlayStation. It's one of those things. But that competition is what sells. So people are putting the Series X and the PS5 against each other, head-to-heads. But it doesn't quite work when you do it with the Series S and the PS5 digital, because it's like, look how cheap the Series S is compared to it. It's like, yeah, but it's a lesser console. I mean, it has some really good and really strong tech in there, but it doesn't work the same. That's a completely different element. It's like saying, Okay, well, that's just two. I don't know why I went Scottish then. That's just two. This is two. I agree. This is £200 cheaper than the other one. Why is yours only 180 quid, whatever, cheaper? Why? Yeah, you don't even care about your lower end. It's like, no, because we don't have a lower end. We have top end and top end all digital.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're happy to let you save money on the top end console if you just want to go digital, because we'll get all that money back when you pay 60 quid a game on the store because you can't buy it second hand or whatever. So yeah, but yeah, it is. Let me jump into the chat as well. I've seen there's quite a few people, so I want to welcome people in. Shimus, hey. PS4 was about 425 when it launched, wasn't it? Question mark. Seems similar. I think it was. It wasn't it like it was three summit, which is why like it was about 10 months ago now we put our predictions in. I predicted the PS5 would be £479, which I'm pretty close. If this is true, if it's either 449 or 499, I'm smack bang in the middle of that sort of ballparking, so that's good. But I think at that point in time, was it like 350 the PlayStations were, or three?
That's what I'm saying.
Mr. T, good morning. Says PS4 was 349 at launch. Maybe it was a little bit more expensive for me because I bought a bundle. Did you buy it from Game? If you did, then it was a lot more expensive.
£7,000.
I mean, it's good. It was good value, what you got, but you didn't necessarily want to buy all of it. You get a PlayStation, and you get a second controller, and a third controller, and the PlayStation Move controllers, and the camera, and an extra HDMI cable. 3 games, and it's like, I just want the PlayStation. Just fuck off. So yeah, I mean, it was a good price for what you got. But you had to buy it all. That was the thing. But PS5 is a big step up technically, so you pay for the extra tech, rightly so. Yeah, 100%. So it looks like the Sun's leak a few weeks back was right. 449 and 349 with November 20th for release. Interesting. Morning, Silverhand. Hi. Welcome in, Sumner. I'm assuming that was an emote that you were typing then, potentially. But
Maybe.
But welcome in. Max says,
I just put a link in there, and that picture is still haunting me. This is the picture that got released probably about 6 months ago, and it looked like it had room for PS3, PS2, and PS1.
yeah,
And still, we know nothing, Graham.
yeah, that's the thing. I mean, this was from the Mark Cherney conference. This one, the tech deep dive, and it's just an odd shape. Why would you make that shape, that sort of P shape, if you're just going to have straightforward blocks? It looks as if it's going to be PS5 native, PS4 Pro Legacy Mode, PS4 Legacy Mode, PS3 Legacy Mode, and then 2 and 1 or something like that, which are just kind of, I don't know, in screen, not full screen or whatever. So it looks like it was supposed to be there. So yeah, that plus the early conversations around backwards compatibility let people naturally not believe but go with the fact that, okay, we've been told that backwards compatibility is going to be in here. That removed, you kind of just think, if you just got to remove it, it would literally take you about 12 seconds on Photoshop to change that image, to just kind of like crop it and just squash the edge up, get rid of the space. That's it. It's like the shape of a house on Minecraft. It's a P. It's a P shape. Aratrack says, "Hey, I got my Omega chair today. Freaking sick. Nice. Did you go for the sport one? After all, make sure you. I hope you use the code ICU. Save yourself some money. But yeah. GG's. Enjoy the chair. Yeah, the sport one. Nice. Like I said, they're the ones that we have in the studio. We have. I mean, we were in the studio yesterday. We were actually on comfy, not comfy, but like, what do you call them? Like coffee table chairs yesterday, because we have to change our studio setup. But we do have sport ones in the studio. Good shout. Good choice. Enjoy the chair. It doesn't take too long to put together, actually. Can be a bit tricky with some of the little bits, but if you're on Twitter or anything, send us a picture. Tweet it to Ice Cream Uploads. We want to see. Do it. But anyway, jumping back into the article then. So, how likely do we all think this is going to be? In the chat, what do you guys think? So, the Sun leaked a few weeks back, similar sort of thing, 449, 349, 20th of November release date. David just reminded us in the chat there. These prices obviously are in euros, so there is a bit of conversion, but converting based on what we've seen already. Family Matters, hey, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in, welcome in. What we've seen already with conversions from Xbox, from euros to pounds, it could tie in with that. It would tie in with what the Sun said. It ties in with what other people have kind of been feeling. It doesn't go too far away from what the Xbox is offering, i.e., it's on parity, really. Do we all believe this is going to be true? Are we expecting these prices tonight, or do we believe that this is kind of like a something out of left field? Do we think the PlayStation's going to go over 500? Do we think they're going to knock it below 449? What are we all thinking? What are your thoughts, babe?
I think this is probably the perfect price point for them. I don't think they're gonna. I think this is something. Imagine they came out and it was 650. I don't think they can go anywhere close to that. I mean, they probably could, and people will still buy it. But I think the price point of which has been shown on here is probably perfect for them. I like the fact that they're saying their console is equally as good. It's just not got a disc drive. Whereas you've got the little bit of the awkward decision when it comes to the to the Xbox, whether or not you want the best graphics and things like that. To have to pay the extra $200 or euros or whatever it is in pounds to be able to be going in at the top tier, whereas PlayStation are literally just saying it's 80 quid. Do you know what I mean? Are you a person that just plays digital games? Do you not want a disc drive? Are you not bothered about backwards compatibility in terms of putting your PS4 disc in? Are you not asked about potentially playing your 3, 2, and 1? So yeah, I think that's, I don't want to say smoking gun because it literally comes down to personal preference. For me, I would absolutely be getting a disc drive one, whereas the likes of you or potentially Willis, who just play digital games, aren't really asked about that.
No, I'm going to get disc drive one as well. That said, I was just thinking about it as you were talking. Then the last game I played with a disc was PUBG until I bought the digital edition, so that we had 2 editions in the house that we could play at once, me and Chloe, so we could do duos.
Mhm.
And since then, I don't even know if my PlayStation has a disc yet. At the moment, I'm not going to turn it on to eject it, but
My PS4 just ejects disc whenever it feels like it now.
mid
Anyway, it's
game.
absolutely on its way out. Mid game of PUBG, we just land, pick up a few weapons. Next thing, disc has been flung to the other side of the room because my PlayStation's ejected it. But yeah, that's on its way out. I can't wait to just put it to the side and just play my PlayStation 5. But yeah, I will absolutely be getting a disc drive one. I mean, it's nice to have the option and not have that much of a price difference between it because it is still the same powerful system just without a disc drive. As far as I'm aware, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's I haven't seen any articles so far, and I've just been looking for one frantically to see if I could find one. Where it had a comparison between the digital and the disc version. It literally just boils down to that digital and disc. Whereas the Xbox, you've got the tough decision of do you want to future proof yourself and pay the extra 200 sheets to be able to get the top tier console, or are you not asked and you're just going to be using it for Games Pass where you're just playing on your 1080p monitor or your non 4K TV in the front room? That's the decision you've got to make.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I am quite interested to see, and it's proper like industry nerd sort of stuff. I'm interested to see like the deep dives. So naturally, I expect the PS5 to sell more. It has a bigger install base right now. It has arguably better games coming at launch. So I expect in the 3 months Christmas sort of window, that quarter, I expect the PS5 to sell more. However, based on all of that stuff and weighting it, so say if the PlayStation has a 3-to-1 expected selling, I wonder which one will work best when you account for that weighting either way in terms of will PlayStation's this is the future. And we're not compromising on what the future is. The PS5 is the future. We're not going to give you a lower level PS5. If you want the future, you need the PS5. I mean, you can have it with or without a disc drive, but it's the PS5. That is a really good message. But so is, okay, if you want the future, then choose an Xbox. If you want the Xbox, then you can either go all singing, all dancing, or if you can't do that, then we can welcome you in with something that is still really powerful, but a lesser model. 2 very different messages, 2 very good messages, depending on what your stance is. There's no right or wrong answer at all. And I would like to see when the account, because by the time it goes through, you'll get like Daniel Ahmad, Zed Huge X, I think is how you pronounce his Twitter. He will do some really good analysis. I think he works for Nico Partners as an analyst, a games industry analyst in Asia, but he's really good analyst. So rather than just going, PlayStation sold more, so it won, it'll be PlayStation sold more, but as percentages comparison, PlayStation sold 60%, where Xbox sold 50%, and therefore PlayStation was marginally better. I want to know which one wins, because I mean, for me, I like the simplicity of PS5. I don't like the core and the elite, or the S and the X sort of leveling. I want good, and then in the future I want better. I don't want good and a lesser option. I think having that minimum ballpark as being your core console is kind of good for me. But 249 for next gen console can't be argued with either. So yeah, after it's all said and done, in February, March time, when we get some data analysis, it'd be interesting to see which one wins. And I hear that phrase, but which one wins? Shimus says the disc drive gives you more of a chance for trying to find release day bargains from retailers rather than being trapped by PSN prices for digital. Surely, 100%, absolutely. I mean, Bibby will tell you that more than anyone. Bibby, even if he doesn't need it, if someone gives him a game that's like £2.50 or £2.49, that's it. He's bought 3 of them. Okay, I didn't even need it, but yeah, I'll have that one, and that one. So, yeah, I mean, well, that's a big selling point for you, isn't it, babe? In terms of the ability to be able to pick up bargain basement things, or secondhand things, or a game on eBay, or a sudden sale, or one from your mate, or something like that.
Absolutely, like there's games like me and you, for instance. We've shared games between us, not digital versions, sorry, physical versions of games, and as much as I love more than going down to these dodgy back stores of video.
It means video games. Yeah, you're gonna say just specify when it says dodgy.
Yeah, I was getting there, and I was dragging it out for comedic effect, but yeah, trying to find these like places like CEX. I'm not going to game for secondhand games because
you might as well
it's
just get a
as
new
expensive. Yeah, might as well just get a new one. They're just as expensive, but trying to find these games like you can't see it, but I've got literally. In fact, I can change the cameras. I've literally got a shelf next to me here, where I've just got an absolute ton of games. These aren't even all of the games that I have. These are just ones that I can fit onto a shelf. I've got a cupboard full of games next to me, and some clothes behind me that I've not put away. But I've got a cupboard full of games that's just out of shot here as well that I've not been able to actually get on the shelf. So being able to go to a shop and buy a game that potentially I haven't played before, even if it's like a PS2 or a PS1 game, or just reminisce about games that I have played previously that I don't actually own a physical copy of, it makes me more than happy. Same with my Xbox 360. I've got a ton of those games as well. I can play my original Xbox games, but the thing that annoys me about backwards compatibility with Xbox is the fact that it's not every game. It has to be on their list. They've had to change the resolution to make sure that the game runs on the new console. That for me is fine. I love the fact that I'm able to play these backwards compatibility games, but I don't like the fact that it's a restricted library. Like if I were to play SmackDown versus Raw 2007 on my Xbox One, can't do that. It's not part of their compatibility list, so I have to dig out my Xbox 360 to be able to play that game. So it kind of swings and roundabouts in that regard, but they're doing the best. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Shimus, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. Very much appreciated. Pirate says, hello, Treacle. Oh, I laugh. Loving Bibby's shirt. That's not Bibby's shirt. That's Bibby's skin, by the way. That's just what it looks like. Yeah, anyway. So let's move ahead slightly. Not too far, though. Let's take the conversation on a slightly different angle. There we go. Let's bring the next one up on screen. This is written by Andrew Robinson for VGC. Sticking with the PS5, it is reportedly suffering manufacturing issues with 4 million less consoles expected. A new report claims low chip yields have hurt production of Sony's next gen console. There's not enough chips. I don't know if I said that clear enough. But PlayStation 5 is reportedly experiencing production issues related to its system on chip SoC, which will see 4 million fewer consoles made this fiscal year. 4 million. That's a huge drop. Bloomberg reports the production yields are currently as low as 50% for PS5's SoC, meaning it now expects to ship 11 million consoles by March 31st, 2021, down from 15 million ordered this summer. And a quote within the article says, yields have been gradually improving but have yet to reach a stable level, the publication's manufacturing sources said. And now we have an update in the article which says Sony's reached out to Games Industry Stockbiz with the following statement denying the Bloomberg report. While we do not release details related to manufacturing, the information provided by Bloomberg is false. The statement reads, we have not changed the production number for PlayStation 5 since the start of mass production. That's a... Shut up! And if you want to know what they were shutting up, the original story says, original story continues, Sony reportedly boosted its PS5 orders with suppliers in July in anticipation of increased demand for gaming devices this holiday season and beyond, as the pandemic continues to see an increased amount of people stay at home. Production of PS5 started in July this year. According to Daniel Ahmad, who I've just actually been talking about, senior analyst at Nico Partners, Sony will use air freight to meet demand this holiday and ship as many units as possible in the launch period. The analyst told VGC he expects issues for both PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X this year. And then we have a quote saying, while production is ramping up and component scarcity is less of an issue than before, we believe that logistics issues will be a barrier for both platform holders to overcome this holiday, with the impact of COVID-19 leading to long shipping times and shortages on store shelves during the launch period. We expect Sony and Microsoft to utilize air shipments, which will cost more to meet demand this year. Sony is expected to reveal PS5's release date and pricing details today. Anyway, we'll stop there because it's just going to go into other tag stuff. So the PS5, according to a Bloomberg report, is expected to have 4 million less consoles than they initially planned for. Although that was said in a Bloomberg report, PS5, well, Sony have come out and categorically denied that is the case. Mr. Benno Wilson, hey, how's things, dude? Long time no see. Welcome in. Posture check. I will sit up, right? Yeah, sorry. But yeah, 4 million less consoles. I mean, I don't know. Is it a moot point, or is that PlayStation deflecting? Is this something that we should discuss in terms of should we be expecting PS5 to be not as readily available as people want? Is Sony coming out and saying actually that's bullshit just as a deflection tactic so that people don't start going, or should we be expecting that? What's your knee-jerk thoughts?
We've covered stories over the last couple of months on this. We assumed that they would have a reduced amount of consoles being sent out. So this, to me, doesn't. It doesn't feel like news because we in my head, I still think it's going to be. It always has and always will be a scramble this year to try and get consoles. Regardless of what time of year it is, even if it's getting closer to Christmas, which is obviously the usual time where consoles. I'm going back here. Do you remember trying to get hold of the Wii when the Wii came out?
No.
Like it was near on impossible to try and get hold of one of those consoles, and for me, ever since then, it's felt like an absolute nightmare on launch day to try and get a console. It feels like they don't have enough to go around.
See, I didn't get. I wasn't hooked by a Wii enough to like want to buy it, but now you say that, I do remember people were dying because there was like competitions. It was like don't Wii for a Wii, and they were like it was a supermarket, I think it was in Australia, where people had to drink water and then not Wii, and whoever held their Wii in for the longest won the console, and whoever it was died from like water poisoning or urinary poisoning or whatever it was.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's true story that. So that's how big it was. People were standing in malls in Australia for like 24 hours without having a pee just so that they can get themselves a Nintendo Wii. So yeah, the demand was massive. And while Baby's out of his seat, I will just say, shout out to Benno Wilson, who's just said that he got engaged over the weekend. Congrats, bud. Enjoy. Enjoy engaged life. I mean, not long until it all goes wrong. I'm only joking. I'm married and it's good. It's all good. Congrats. Asim says, what? Really? That takes the piss. Hey. No, it doesn't. That's the point. It's a true story, True story.
I had in my head that it was going to be a very, very slim chance, about slim as I am, to try and get hold of a console when it comes out. I don't want to blame everything on COVID, but stuff like this absolutely does. I mean, COVID at the moment is the world's greatest excuse when it comes to things being delayed, regardless of if it's a game or someone's dishwasher coming from if someone's getting the kitchen fitted and a dishwasher needs to be put in something. It doesn't matter what it is. COVID at the moment is the world's greatest excuse because you can't argue with it. However, if your parts aren't being manufactured and your factory is at a smaller capacity, like most of the workplaces are at the moment in time, then that is absolutely going to be one of the reasons. And I assumed that it was going to be a scramble to try and get hold of them this year. And my point still, I still feel that way regardless. There was an article not long ago that we covered that said that they thought that the demand would be there for Christmas, like there would be every house that wanted one could have one. And I was just like, that's a bit of bullshit there, mate. I can't see it, and I still can't see it, regardless of how much I think that they're going to comfort the public about how many that they can get out of their production, out of their factory. I don't think that's going to be the case.
Yeah, I think their targets. I mean, they've said that there would be enough. I think there always would be some sort of shortages. I mean, we have a pandemic this year, but I couldn't get a PS4 at launch without. I mean, that's the reason we're talking about a game a minute ago. The price gouging and putting things up. They did respond and deny, says Mr. T. Yeah, that was in this article.
Yeah, that was the worst one. Yeah.
Yeah, the wording they had was there was an update in it. Update. Sony has reached out to gamesindustry.biz, which I'm assuming is that linked article, with the following statement denying the Bloomberg report. While we do not release details related to manufacturing, the information provided by Bloomberg is false. The statement reads, "We have not changed the production number for the PlayStation 5 since the start of mass production." Yeah, we're just chewing the fat on. Is that a deflection statement in terms of shut the fuck up because that will hurt share prices, so we have to deny it, or is that an actual statement in that sense? I mean, I feel the fact that Sony has come out and said something so quickly makes me feel that okay, we can be sure this is factual bullshit. We don't need to go through a PR machine. We can say not true. Boom, job's good. How's my audio gone? Fuck. Stream. Let me check. Test my audio. Okay, hold that thought. We will be back in about 30 seconds. We should hopefully be good. I'm just gonna listen to my words. Yeah, there we go. It's nice. Okay. Yeah, we're just chewing the fat over whether we thought that was a deflection or not. I think the fact that they've come out and said something makes me feel that it's hearsay that's been turned into a Bloomberg report, and PlayStation have slapped it down. They didn't have to go through all of the PR jumping hoops and taking forever. They've just gone, it's lies. It's not factually correct. Boom, nothing has changed for us, so that they can say that really quickly. I do feel that there will probably be the same level of stuff that there always is, in terms of if you leave it till the day to buy it, you might pick one up, no problem, or you might struggle, like I did last year. I think there is more potential for that with the pandemic factored in. But yeah, I personally wouldn't worry about this too much. Yeah, it came out and then was slapped straight down. And yeah, if that was an issue, you'd have to feel that Sony would have to kind of be on the front foot with that. But if they're just about to announce all the pre-orders and stuff anyway, we'll have a clearer picture on all of that tonight anyway. One thing to mention, I'm just going to show it on screen, just because I did get a few facts wrong, but the general stuff is the same. It was actually a US woman that died after the water contest, and not an Australian. So a Californian woman who took part in a water drinking contest to win a video game has died. Jennifer Strange had taken part in the Hold Your Wii for a Wii game run by KDND 107.9 Radio in Sacramento, which promised the winner a Nintendo Wii. A work colleague said Mrs. Strange had reported her head was hurting hours after the contest and was going home. Ms. Strange, 28, was found dead on Friday at her house in Rancho Cordova. Basically, consistent with water intoxication. So, do stuff to get yourself a console. Don't kill yourself for a console, even if they are scarce. It's not worth it. Don't be jumping into any sort of dodgy water competitions or any of that sort of shit. But anyway, let's leave the PS5 there. There is a lot more news coming from the PS5. There is a live event. I believe it's 9 p.m. PST, unless I am BST, not PST. British Summer Time, 9 p.m. UK time, I believe, unless I'm mixing that up with the Ubisoft Forward. But tonight, if anyone does have the dates or at the time of it, then drop that in, that would be very much appreciated. But it is taking place tonight. We aren't doing a live watch along on that. Because we have something else happening tonight. I'll jump on that in a second. But we aren't doing a live watch along of the PlayStation State of Play tonight. That event will be happening live across all of their channels, and we will give you updates on that tomorrow morning during the scoop. But yeah, no live watch alongs tonight. So if you want all of the news, then feel free to stick around for that tonight. If not, just join us 10 a.m. ish tomorrow, and we'll give you all of the news. What we are doing tonight, though, we are running the Muscle Moose Cup, the first qualifier. So if you play PES, if you're a PES player, then you can sign up for the first qualifier of the Muscle Moose Cup tonight. Only 8 people can sign up. The link, I don't suppose you have the link, you can drop it in there for people to use the sign up form, can you, Bib?
I can in 2 seconds.
So if you want to sign up to the Muscle Moose Cup, it's completely free. We're running some community tournaments to give you a chance to play PES against each other. We know one of the things that we always see people shouting out for is the ability to have more competitions, and rather than just playing the game, have something that gives them a little bit of something to aim for. And with it being a new game, everyone's kind of on the same wavelength in terms of everyone's got to get used to the slight tweaks in the game from last year and so on. So with better off than starting 24 hours after the game's come out. So we have tournaments starting tonight. There's one tonight, one tomorrow, one Friday, then 5 days next week. Whoever wins those tournaments qualifies for the Muscle Moose Cup Grand Final, which will be streamed on the 30th on the Twitch front page. So if you play PES, if you have a copy of PES and you want to play games on the PS4, then check that link that's in the chat, the Google form. That's just a place for you to sign up, put your name in the hat, and you can be involved in the tournament. If you can't get into the tournament on your day of choice, we will try offer you a different one to see if that suits. But there are only 8 spots per tournament, first come, first served as well. So if you chuck your name in now, you've got a better chance of getting in than doing it 5 minutes before the event later on, because, you know, there you go. Chapper said, I'd love to join, but I go away next week, so me being shit out of the game means despite probably getting to a final, I'd have to bail regardless. I mean, the final's actually, how long are you going away for? Are you away on the 30th? Because if you are, then yeah, you might as well not, because you're not going to be running for the final, and you'd lose out on the opportunity of getting your Ice Cream Uploads baseball cap, and that would be heartbreaking. Imagine qualifying for the final and then not being able to play for the Ice Cream Uploads baseball cap. And not only that, you get one of these bad boys. Ooh, headset, I'm wrapped around the chair. Ah! You get one of these bad boys. It's not just about the Ice Cream Uploads baseball cap. You get the Muscle Moose selection box, which, I mean, mine's empty now because I've eaten it all and drank it all. But these boxes that Muscle Moose sent us, with the moose juice, with the mountain chips, with the protein flapjacks and all of that, you'll get one of those. So you'll have yourself a bunch of snacks, and you'll be able to look shit hot with your Ice Cream Upload hat while you play PES 2021, knowing you're a champion. So yeah. Away from the 23rd till the 1st of October. Unlucky! Unlucky. Pirate, he's got his... What's that? He's Hulk Hogan in the chat.
Yeah.
Pirate, have you signed up? Which one are you signing up for? Which one? When have you signed up for Pirate? Let me know. Thursday. Oof. If you are signing up, either avoid Thursday because Pirate's pretty decent, or go for Thursday and prop him, show him what for. I mean, it's up to you. Take your pick.
Another opportunity for him to not win a hat. Oof.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, the first one is tonight, the second one tomorrow, third on Friday, then the last 5 are Monday to Friday next week. So if you haven't qualified by Friday next week, you are out. There is no chance for you to qualify for the final. If you don't get a chance to qualify for the day that you want, so say if you want to play tonight and all the places have gone, if you're in the Discord and someone doesn't show up, we will offer sub places out, and that's first come, first serve as well. So if you're in the sub at the point of us going, okay, we have a space, anyone want it? If you go me first, you will get priority then. So yeah, there you go, links there. Anyway, let's jump back into the news. That's enough of that. The next story of the day, not on PS5, but on a new potential series of content is, oops, not full screen, doesn't look so nice. There we go. A new Nintendo Direct Mini is coming tomorrow with a focus on partner games. Written by Sherif Saed for VG247. This article says Nintendo has scheduled a new Direct Mini. Nintendo announced this morning, that's today as well, that it's hosting another Direct Mini tomorrow, September the 17th. This showcase will focus on partner projects, i.e. third-party games coming to Switch. As always, Nintendo didn't drop any hints about what to expect. Expect just that it won't feature any first-party games. The show streams live at 3 p.m. UK time, and you'll be able to follow along on Nintendo's official channels. And we've embedded the YouTube player below. Well, not on my screen, because EGX website just hates my screen. Anyway, Nintendo's most recent Direct took place less than 2 weeks ago, and it focused entirely on Super Mario in celebration of the series' 35th anniversary. In it, Nintendo announced the 3D All-Stars Collection, 3D World, and Bowser's Fury Remaster, and the return of Game & Watch, and more. Bib, as a man, it's all about that Switch life.
Yeah, man.
Are you hyped for a new Nintendo Direct Mini, or are you ambiguous towards it? How do you feel?
I'm interested more than anything because it's got to be the first major one of the year. As far as I'm aware, they haven't actually had a proper Nintendo Direct. I'm sure they've all been like little small ones about Pokemon or some other shit that no one cares about.
Well, this is still a mini, so it won't be like a full one.
Yeah, but I'm interested. With that said, I know it's only a mini, which usually means that they're not going to cover absolutely everything regarding things like Zelda and shit. They had one a couple of weeks ago, and they had like Hyrule Warriors, like the Zelda version of Hyrule Warriors. What else have they got? What has made this so big that it needs to be on its own 2 weeks later? That's what gets me, Graham, because I could have done this 2 weeks ago.
I mean, Hyrule Warriors, is that Nintendo, or is that like a partner rather than a first party?
It's Square, wasn't it? Hyrule Warriors.
Oh yeah. That's a good point. I mean, it almost seems if it could have been in that, it almost seems like a knee jerk. Shit. Okay, we better do some news.
Sorry, Koei Tecmo.
Koei.
Yeah.
So it almost seems that if it is something that could have been in that, it's like shit. We forgot. Let's just talk about this. If not, do they have something up their sleeve? Nice. I mean, either one could be a thing. You can't really tell with Nintendo. Sometimes you can go, "Oh, this is gonna be tasty," and then nothing really happens. It's like, oh, well, okay, well that was interesting, ish.
Yeah, what have they got up the sleeve, Graham? What have they got
Arms,
that we don't already know?
elbows.
Arms. Yeah, they've got a sleeve of tattoos.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, all speculation on this. I mean, nobody knows. There's no real way to. I mean, like I said, Nintendo, it could be something pretty tasty. Obviously, not first party. They could be working on something in terms of more remasters, new games entirely. There could be new Nintendo IP, obviously from third parties that we've never heard of before. It could be anything. We don't know, but we will bring you all of the news on Friday because that is taking place at 3 p.m. UK tomorrow. So that's Thursday. So we'll have that in the next day's Scoop Friday morning. So make sure you tune in for Friday's episode of the Scoop if you want to know what is on that Nintendo Direct Mini. And then finally, wow, we might even get through a Scoop in less than an hour. Woo!
Don't be silly.
No, we'll start waffling for hours now. Finally, the last story of the day, sticking at VG 24/7, this time written by Steph Nunneley. Rocket League will go free to play next week on September 23rd. Rocket League will go free to play next week, and a new update is coming tomorrow to prepare for the launch. On September 23rd, Rocket League will go free to play, and to celebrate, the developers are also throwing an in-game event, Llama Rama, soon after launch, with more details coming next week. In preparation for the release and event, an update will be live on all platforms tomorrow. This article was written yesterday, so the platform will be coming today. The update will be coming today, should I say? So the update will be live on all platforms today to lay the groundwork for the free-to-play change. Details on what is included with the update are below, with more information on the free-to-play switch. Rocket League, September 16th update, cross-platform progression. You'll be able to link your platforms to your Epic Games account starting tomorrow for existing players. For all the details on cross-platform progression, check out last month's blog. Legacy status and items. For those who already own Rocket League and are eligible for legacy status, the items that were revealed in July, Golden Cosmos Boost, established 20XX player banner, Rocket League branded DLC, etc., will hit your inventories with tomorrow's update. So if you're a long-term player, you will get items to show that. Support a creator in joining the Epic Games Store. Rocket League will also be joining Epic's Supporter Creator program. You can choose to support a creator of your choice in-game by entering the creators code in the item shop beginning tomorrow with the game update. For Rocket League, Accepted creators will earn 5% of credits spent while using their creator code. Codes for creators currently in the program will work in Rocket League starting tomorrow. Okay, well, that's fine. So support creator stuff works. The general tweaks will include new quick chats, heat seeker in private matches, larger item pool for trade ups, solo standard removed, new bot difficulty, new merc hitbox, Rocket League X Monster Cat remixes, updated menu, changes to achievements. And that's the list. And on the same day, the game will be removed from sale on Steam and head over to the Epic Games Store, as the studio was acquired by Epic Games back in May of last year. That bit I missed. So we covered this previously, and I was like saying, okay, they clearly decided to jump in big. I didn't realise that Psyonix had been picked up by Epic. Nice. So those who add the game to the Epic Games Store library between September 23rd and October 23rd will receive a $10 Epic Games Store coupon that is redeemable on games and add-ons, $14.99 and up. So that's not anything particularly new. It's almost like the DFS sale. We give you a free £10. And it's a limited time only until the next one comes out. Plus, once you download and launch the game, you'll get 2 new items in your inventory, the Sunray Boost and the Hot Rocks Trail. Alongside the free-to-play update comes the following. Season 1, take your shot climbing the ranks and turn out your Rocket Pass in Season 1. Stay tuned for more info on Season 1 later this week. Plus tournaments, plus game changers, plus some in-game packs. So lots of changes coming to Rocket League. And you kind of have to feel that it's almost been given... How can I say this without shitting on what Rocket League has done so far? Because what Rocket League has done so far is incredible. It's almost been given... I want to use the word credibility boost, and that's ridiculous, because Rocket League is a very, very credible game with a very credible community, esports, and all the rest, and it has been for 7 years-ish. But by having Epic behind them now, they have essentially taken everything that they've been doing well and just added that experience. So rather than being a really good AA game, they've just got that extra A. It's a AAA studio behind it now that knows how to roll out the season passes, that can fix all sorts of stuff, even down to just adding the Rocket League X Monster Cat remixes. Monster Cat, obviously. Music artist, I don't know, is Monster Cat EDM, I think. So Rocket League, rather than just having the Rocket League menu music, it now has Monster Cat music. It means nothing really, but it's just that little bit of extra credibility, that extra bow on your string that comes with being part of Epic. So yeah, if you play Rocket League, not much will change. You will just have a much better and more consistent game across platform. Which is nice. What are your thoughts on that, babe?
That my brother is just going to be absolutely hoovering up all these noobs that are going to be coming over and playing this game for free. That's it. That's the tweet. That's the statement. I played Rocket League when it first came out, and it came onto PlayStation Plus. We featured one of Max's snippets of videos on this about how good of a player he is. It's not for me. I've not got the composure or the mentality to be able to fly my car up the side of a wall and onto a roof and then head the ball in. I'd much rather kick the ball on the floor, play with an actual football, and try to score goals like we do on PES. But yeah, it's good for the brand itself, because we've talked about this with that PUBG is another prime example. It's got to the point where the player base has got to its absolute peak and started to drop a little bit. So the fact that they're giving these games away for free now helps the player base of people who potentially didn't want to spend 15 sheets originally to be able to pick up the game, bring a brand new audience to it, and see where it goes from there.
I mean, for those that stick around and love the game as well, like maybe talking about hoovering up. My highest kill game was like a 10, 11 kill. So I get decent kills in PUBG, but I'm a consistent 8 to 9 to 10 kill player, and that's kind of it. Somewhere in that sort of margin. And I won 2 games the other night with 21 kills across it. I've hit 13, 12, 11 regularly kind of thing. And it's not massive numbers. People out there will go out and hit 34 kills, and it's just like, yeah, that's ridiculous. You are an absolute monster. But for those that play the game, it's like, yeah, it's open season. Let's push the stats. But that it is, yeah. But for those that haven't played the game before, Rocket League almost, it was kind of, for a lot of people, there was a bit of taste to it, because it came out and it was free, and a lot of people missed it. So then you had to pay for it, and people people often don't like to pay for something that was previously free. People don't want to pay more than they had to pay. And another example is DayZ. A lot of people I know, myself included, are thinking, do you know what? There's, in the current revival of DayZ, because the game has been improved significantly recently, I'm tempted to play it. But I know that game was like £10 recently, and it's now 33 quid or 28 quid if you get it with discounts or something. I'm like, refuse because I'm a tight northern man. But a lot of people kind of had that with Rocket League. Loads of people still went out and bought it, and it has had massive reductions of price in price and stuff like that. But now it's just that, okay, everyone can have it. Everyone can have it. Boom. And having that season pass, people are accepting that online live service games have season passes and stuff now. So now Rocket League has a chance to just open itself up to everyone and then keep the funds going. Because who else is gonna buy Rocket League now? Not that many people. So you change your revenue streams. It's great. It's great for those that are in the game. It's great for those that want to get into the game, and it's great for those that own the game and run the game. So good news all round. Good news all round. I think that wraps things up. Nice. Yeah, within an hour. Boom, 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 boom. Just a couple of reminders. As Bib sneezes, he was sneezing. Oh. He was sneezing, not dabbing. Don't accuse him of dabbing. It's fine.
There's no dabbing here.
Couple of reminders. The PlayStation, I don't know if they're actually calling it a State of Play or if it's just a games expo or showcase or whatever, but that will be taking place tonight. So if you are going to watch that, we will be discussing that tomorrow on the Scoop. We won't be doing a live watch along for that tonight. The reason we're not doing that is because the Muscle Moose Cup first qualifier takes place tonight. The link is in the chat for those of you that might want to join up and play some pairs. If not, then you don't have to. It's fine. It's done. It's fine. If you're busy tonight, there are more days for you to qualify to sign up for it. All of the dates are on that link in the chat. Actually, can I copy it? Can you drop that link in again? I can't actually copy it from within Streamlabs. So we'll put it in just in case you missed it. Make sure you get yourself signed up. The first one will begin at 7 p.m. tonight. Also, it would be nice to fill all of these out. Obviously, we have very little build-up time in terms of we announced it yesterday and the first event is today because we wanted to kind of go, boom, straight off, let's go. So please, if you know anyone else that has Pez and would potentially be interested, please share the link with them so we can help build this. Because if we get community events like this going and they pack out and so on, then maybe we can do more. Maybe we can get even more. I mean, obviously, Muscle Moose have provided a prize for this one. Maybe we can add a little bit more going forward. So make sure if we can all come together and make this work, fill it out, get a lot of people in, it would be really, really good. So yeah, if you can all support us with that, sign up, play as well. It would be very, very much appreciated. But we are going to disappear. We'll be jumping back on with Masters of the League, episode 41, 31, 40? Yep. Yes, 41, there we go, nice. That will be following this in around 15 minutes-ish maximum, so we can go off, get the green screen in place, and come back with the ICU Arena and Ice Cream Uploads Football Club for everyone that is waiting for that. But before we do any of that, Bib, is there anything you want to add?
Yeah, of course. If you do have any video game news that you want to hear our thoughts and impressions on, you also want to voice your own, there's two ways you can do that. You all right?
Just studio must still be turned on. Socials. Oh, follow us.
Great style. There's two ways that you can do that. First of all, catch us on social media. It's at Ice Cream Uploads across absolutely everything on all major social media platforms. The second way is to get involved with our Discord. Follow the link. Follow all of the links that are now in the chat. You'll be then sent over to our Discord where there's a little area in there called the Scoop. All you need to do is drop the link to the article as well as voice your thoughts and impressions. We will then give our thoughts and impressions on the very next show, which will be at what time tomorrow, Mr. Graham Day?
10 a.m. Ish. 10 a.m. ish. The link to Discord is in the chat as well if you do want that. Click through. But yeah, as mentioned, we are going to drop off Masters of the League. We'll return in 10 to 15 once we've got everything set up. So don't go anywhere. Hang around in the chat. Okay, do you know what? Maybe go jump off and I don't know if Vernimate is still playing Pairs. Maybe go watch a game or two of Pairs and then come back here. Have your notifications on though. Follow us on the channel. Turn the notifications on. And when we do go live, you'll get a little pop-up saying Ice Cream Uploads are now live again. So do it now. Until then, have yourselves a fantastic day. And in about 15 minutes, we'll see you. But until then,
stay frosty.